I'm happier for these guys. That's cool. I'm happier for these guys because they worked hard.
The sounds of celebration for the Atlanta Braves last night. That was Chipper Jones as he's getting doused by, I think it was Freddie Freeman, maybe Freddie Gonzalez, and you had a little bit of champagne. I don't know if it was actually from that region of Champagne. Maybe just, we'll call it bubbly. And then the other kind of bubbly, I think champagne of beers, isn't it Bud Light? I'm pretty sure. But that was Chipper Jones last night. The Atlanta Braves, they are back in the playoffs after last year's total collapse. Find us on Facebook. Find us on Twitter. Also check us out, and you can listen online at 1600thebeach.com. Let's bring in the head volleyball coach over at the University of North Florida. He's Steve Loeswick, joining us right now on Miller on Sports. How you doing, Steve?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on the program. Now, you were named the head coach back in January. How are you liking Jacksonville?
Oh, loving it. You know, it's the family's really liking the area. Everybody that we've been working with here at UNF has been really first class, just really wonderful people to be around, and we're enjoying our time here.
What is your favorite part about our great city? Is it town center? Is it the beach? Is there something maybe I'm not thinking of? What's your favorite part?
Well, right now it's really just being able to be part of UNF here, and the staff and the players I'm getting to coach here. It's just been a real pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
My family does enjoy the beach, though, that's for sure.
Now, what about you? Do you have time for the beach?
I don't make it there much.
Well, maybe some point during the off season. Steve, I'm always interested in how coaches get their gigs. I know Coach Moon over there, and I'm interested in how you got this job back in January. Was it something you were in search of, or did UNF come to you?
This time around, it was UNF kind of Coach Moon. You know, he gave me a call, and somebody gave him my name, and you know, we kind of just hit it off. Brought me in for a interview, and it seemed like a great opportunity to become a head coach and do some wonderful things there. Steve
Loeswick joining us right now on Miller on Sports. He is a head volleyball coach over at UNF, and for the Ospreys right now 8-7, and they play the JU Dolphins this Friday. I guess technically on the road. They play at JU at 7 o'clock. The Osprey Nation, has it impressed you so far, Steve?
Oh, for sure. We haven't had a lot of home matches yet, but you know, the support that we had during our home tournament a couple weeks back was great to have. You know, a lot of the student athletes and a lot of the regular student population out there supporting us, and you know, everything's been, you know, really fun to be around here so far.
Is that something you've had to practice over the last few months? I know you were here when you won the ASUN Sand Volleyball Coach of the Year and took that duo to nationals and everything. But are you practicing the swoop quite a bit, or does that come natural to you?
Well, you know, when you coach the girls team here, their swoop is a little bit higher than I can get to. So I have a tendency to not take part in their swoop, but my little girls, my kids are practicing, so we get to hear it a lot.
Is that something that maybe yoga could fix, or you not going to attempt that?
I just don't think I can hit that high note.
Steve Loeswick joining us right here with Miller on Sports. To keep up with UNF volleyball, make sure you find him on Twitter, also Facebook, for the Osprey Nation. Steve, I was looking at the roster this afternoon. 6 of the women are from Florida high schools. Is that something you'll focus heavily on, is recruiting from these Florida high schools?
Absolutely. There's a ton of talent down here in Florida. Obviously, there's a lot of great universities and colleges as well. But I think, you know, what UNF has to offer, just a great education and, you know, great athletics. I think we'll be able to keep some of those talented kids here in state.
And I'm thinking for you, not just you as a head coach, but everybody at UNF, all the coaches, whether it's soccer, golf, basketball, the pitch is becoming easier and easier to say, hey, come to UNF. I mean, you don't really need to explain all that much.
No, I mean, the academics speak for themselves. You know, they got a ton of great programs here, and athletics. You know, every sport has been on the rise and is making a name for UNF athletics. And you know, Coach Moon and you know the rest of his staff has done a tremendous job of you know making North Florida athletics a more of a national name now too.
Mm-hmm. I know that Paige, Nicole, and Britt were some of the top performers yesterday in that loss to Florida Gulf Coast. Who else is consistently contributing for this Ospreys team?
We got a group of 5 seniors who are pretty bought in right now and working really hard. There's Carolyn Jenkins is having an excellent year. She didn't have her best night last night, but overall she's one of our strongest players. And our right side, Maria Pentovic, is a very, very solid right side, and we got some young people who are fighting for time. So it's been a good year so far.
Head volleyball coach over at the University of North Florida, Steve Loeswick, joining us right here on Miller on Sports. And I was wondering as well, how do you shake up this 3-match losing streak? You come home after the match Friday against JU, but right now 3-match losing streak. Is that tough to talk to your girls and say, hey, we got this, stay focused?
It's tough, but we've been talking all year long about the process and what our goals are at the end of the season. These wins and losses early in the year aren't what we're too concerned about. We're concerned about getting better every time out, whether it's in practice or in a match, and preparing ourselves to be really successful at the end of the year.
What's the practice schedule been like so far? I know with classes and everything, it's kind of difficult, but are you doing more mornings, more afternoons? What's the schedule like?
We got the early afternoon slot right now. We're going basically 11 to 2 every day, and some of them have to filter in and out at the beginning and end of practice to make sure they're not missing any class. But we have pretty much everybody there for the meat of the practice, and we're getting after it.
We're talking some UNF volleyball right here on Miller on Sports. To listen online, check it out at 1600thebeach.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter for Miller on Sports. Right now, the Ospreys 8-7. They played this Friday at JU, 7 o'clock. Versus the Dolphins. He is the ASUN Sand Volleyball Coach of the Year, taking that duo to nationals. Also, I'm thinking with points on the line for this SunTrust Old Wooden Barrel, do you place more of an emphasis in this matchup coming Friday with JU?
It's hard not to, just with the rivalry and with the opportunity to help our department retain the barrel this year. But we do have our eyes set on our goals, and our goals is to play at a high level every time out, and hopefully if we do that, it'll put us in a position to be successful on Friday.
I know you have the wife, she played volleyball, you played volleyball, you have 3 children, is kind of the future, and I know most parents won't say, we're pushing them towards one sport, but do you think maybe one of those 3 is going to play volleyball?
I got to imagine so. I mean, they've been in the volleyball gym since they've been born. They've been hit with random volleyballs flying around enough. They've taken their few shots, and I'm pretty sure they'll be playing at some point.
I saw that you played in college. You played, what was it, in Germany?
Yeah, I played professionally overseas for a little bit, and it was a great experience. And it was when I came back and started coaching right after that, and just been involved with the sport ever since.
Mm-hmm. Right now with the UNF Ospreys, you kind of talked about not so much to the regular season, but getting deeper, getting to the postseason. Is that one of the focus? Because I know with Coach Moon, when he talks to his other coaches, it's win a conference championship. Is it the same thing with y'all in winning an ASUN title?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, that's the goal, and I think we got a really nice group here, and they've been working hard. For the indoor volleyball, they take the top 6 teams to the ASUN championship tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So that's got to be your first focus, is to make sure you're in the top 6. And then this year, Lipscomb University is hosting the tournament. I think it's the week before Thanksgiving, and you got to put yourself in a position to win 3 matches when you get there, and then go to the NCAA tournament.
The Ospreys, they played the JU Dolphins Friday, 7 o'clock at JU. Be there or be square. He is the head volleyball coach for the University of North Florida, Steve Loeswick, joining us on this Wednesday afternoon. Steve, it was a pleasure. Best of luck with the season, and good luck, and you're always welcome back.
Great. Thanks so much for having me, Rich.
All right, there he is, Steve Loeswick, joining us, talking a little volleyball. Germany, playing over there, that's kind of cool. Played a little bit in college, actually a lot in college. And I'm assuming at least one of the 3, they've got to play, right? Oh, carry on the legacy? The Loeswick name? They have to. It's a must. We've talked some UNF. with Matthew Driscoll. Oh, I forgot to ask Steve. I asked every single UNF coach over there, what's your favorite beverage? You know? Scott Schroeder is going to join us tomorrow. I'm sure he's going to have the Diet Mountain Dew. Coach Driscoll, it's Dunkin' Donuts.